Hello everyone and welcome back to my character creation series in which we make famous Critical Role characters in Baldur's Gate 3. In the last episode we made Jester Lavore, and if you'd like to see that you can click in the link in the top right hand corner now. And in this episode we're making Fjord Tusktooth, a half-orc warlock played by the fantastic Travis Willingham in the second campaign. If you're yet to play Baldur's Gate 3 or watch Critical Role, highly recommend both of them. You may enjoy them, and it's definitely worth it. And without further ado, let's get to it.
Who are you?
Okay, so to get started, I'll very quickly, like in the last episode, put the mods that I'm using up on the right hand side. They're not necessary, but they do make Fjord look more like Fjord. So let's get started. First of all, with race, we're going to be choosing Half-Orc. And we'll switch the body type over to body 2. With Half-Orc, we get our base racial speed, dark vision up to 12 meters, relentless endurance, and savage attacks. For our class, we're going to be choosing Warlock, in which we get Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
And Blade Ward. And for our cantrips, we're going to get rid of Blade Ward and we're going to put in Bone Chill. For our subclass, we've got the Fiend, and with that we get Armour of Agathis and Arms of Hadar or Hidar, and the Dark One's Blessing. We're going to get rid of the Arms of Hidar and we're going to stick in Hex. And then for background, if you've watched the second series of Critical Role, you'll know that Fjord was a sailor on a ship, and so for that reason we're picking Outlander, in which he'll get Athletics and Survival. For our abilities, as I did with the last episode, I'll put Fjord's abilities up from level 2 on the screen. His ability points won't have changed from this, so they'll be the same as what Fjord used at the start of that campaign. And so we'll be sticking +2 on strength, +1 on constitution. We're going to be removing 1 point from wisdom and 3 points from charisma, and then putting 2 into strength, 1 into constitution, and 1 into intelligence. And then we'll switch over the Arcana and History that he's getting at the moment and put it into Investigation and Deception. In Critical Role, Fjord had Perception instead of Investigation. However, this isn't something that I've managed to be able to get to work in Baldur's Gate, so Investigation is the closest possible one that we can get. On to making Fjord look like Fjord. So one of the mod packs that we've got is to change one of the heads over. I think it might actually just add a head to the half-orc race, and it's a bit more younger looking face, which matches what we're looking for with Fjord. And for tone, we are going to go for all skin colours, and we're going to go for like this, maybe even darker. So yeah, so green tone 7. If you've seen pictures of Fjord, he's got quite a dark green skin tone on the upper half of his face, and then the lower half of his face, kind of like in a way of Vitiligo, but not the same. He's got a different skin tone on the bottom. So we're going to start with green tone 7. And everything else going to leave as it is. What we may do is stick a scar up on the right hand side there. I think that's probably the closest we can get to what Fjord's got. Fjord has a bit of a scar up here coming down his eye, and it cuts through his eyebrow, but I think this is the closest we're going to be able to get to that. So for body art, this is another one of the mods I'm using. So for the Cursed Rose, this isn't actually the Cursed Rose. What it is a different tattoo. And what we're going to do is switch that over to yellow 2 and take the intensity quite far down. And then for makeup, we're going to do also yellow too, and turn the intensity slightly up. And then you just want to mess about with this until you get something that looks alright. Obviously the lines here are a bit sharper than what we would find usually on Fjord, but it does the job. So for eyes, Fjord has these popping yellow eyes. Topaz is probably the best way to go on that. And that's the colour of the orb that Fjord finds in the campaign. And it matches his character perfect. Sadly, I was looking around for hair for a while. Nothing really matches what Fjord's got. He's got a skin fade down the side, skin fade down the back, and it's short and slicked back on the top. The closest I could find to that, unfortunately, was this. And the only downside is it comes with the ponytail swinging around at the back. But again, does the job from the front. He does have the skin fade all the way around. So if you can put up with that, then perfect. Until the mod comes out where we might get some skin fades and so on, and then you can get a bit of a closer hairstyle to Fjord. For hair colour, we're going to have it as black. Yep, fully black. And then for highlights, going to do them all the way up. And also have them as black. And then what we want is a little bit of grey in. Just here where it starts coming out. Unfortunately that does go all the way around, but it does do the effect that Fjord has where he has a little grey streak up the front right of his face. His left. And we're not going to do anything for facial hair, horns or tails. So that's our Fjord created. So what we'll do, head back there. You can have a look at Fjord's character sheet here on the right hand side. And all that's left to do is name him. There's a J in there somewhere. So there we have it, that's our Fjord made. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like and subscribe if you did. And leave a comment on what character we should make next. Thanks again for watching and goodbye.